Please have a round of applause for our first speaker, Toastmaster Tosin.
Congratulations and welcome to being here at this early on a Friday. You've already taken great steps to enhancing your journey as Toastmasters, and I'm so glad to be here to share with you why Toastmasters. Let's look a little bit at the history of Toastmasters. It was founded in 1905 by Dr. Ralph C. Smedley. I'm sure you hear that at every club meeting. 1905 to 1922, many clubs were beginning to be formed. And then there are currently, I believe, 16,200 clubs worldwide. The very first club was formed in 1924. I actually had a wonderful opportunity to visit that club in the US. And then 1970 was a wonderful time when Helen Blanchard joined Toastmasters under the name of a man. And we're thankful that she took that step because in 1973, it became open to women. And she became the very first female international president in 1985. She's now sadly deceased, so may her soul rest in peace, but her legacy lives on. Now let's talk about the history of Toastmasters in the Middle East, in our region here. The very first club was founded in 1960 in Al-Awali. 1964, Manama Toastmasters here in Bahrain, and it's still around, which is amazing. The very first woman, I'm so excited about that, DTM Gita Ponuchami joined Toastmasters. And then in 1993, we had the Gulf Toastmasters Annual Conference. Abu Dhabi Toastmasters became the first club in the UAE. In 1996, Doha Toastmasters. 1999, Kuwait Toastmasters was established. And in 1999, Muscat Club was established. And 2000, the International Club of Jordan. And you see all these different countries used to be part of District 20, but now that has been separated because we've grown so much. So now we just have Bahrain and Kuwait. And I believe that was in 2017 was the last time all of us were together as a district. So now we just have Kuwait and Bahrain in District 20. And we keep growing, so who knows, we may each have our own district very soon. So why are you here? This is very important question. Why are you here? Is it your job or your profession or as a hobby or as a self-challenge? And before we go to the next slide, I would like us to take a moment and put in the chat box, please. Why are you here? Why did you join Toastmasters? This is a very important question. And the reason I want you to put it in the chat is because things will happen along the way that you may not want to go to your club meeting for whatever reason, but if you have a strong enough why, it will keep you going. So please put it in the chat, your why. Is it because of your job, because of a hobby, because of a self-challenge? For me, the very first time I joined Toastmasters was actually in 1995 in the US. And I joined partly because I was working. There was a club in I was working for the city of Los Angeles, and I joined and I became the club membership director. But I didn't stay very long because my why wasn't strong enough. Things happened, life happened. I left for many years. As you can see, I didn't come back until 2014. But when you have enough of a why, it will keep you going. So like I said, there's no right or wrong answer, but always go back to this reason. Why did I join Toastmasters? You will get what you put into Toastmasters. Whatever you put in is what you get out of it. So always remember that. And I love all these answers that I'm seeing here. My vision, job, from Abir, Toastmaster Abir said job journalism, self-challenge from Aruna, Toastmaster Aruna, self-challenge, there's lots of self-challenges, which is great. Dr. Athari, Al-Kadari, wonderful, this is awesome. So let's keep that in mind, your why. So what are your goals for joining? Now, this is a very great skill. We are constant, whether we know it or not, we're constantly persuading others, whether we're persuading our family members. If you have children, you understand with me that sometimes we have to persuade our children, whether we're persuading our boss to give us a higher raise, for instance. So these are skills that we are constantly in need of, and being a Toastmaster will help us develop that skill. Next point, self-confidence. I know that growing up, I was a very shy child. I did not speak very much. So for me to be even standing in front of you now, thank you to Toastmasters for giving that confidence. And I still keep developing that skill. You want to be able to communicate clearly and understandably so that when you connect with people, when they hear you speak, they can understand your message to them. Leadership skills. Leadership is a skill that can be developed. Sometimes people think, oh, you're born a leader, or no, it's a skill that can be developed. And we are all here as leaders, and we can develop our skill and be better at whatever level we are. We can up-level our skills. Think quickly under pressure. We know that when we go to our club, table topics is something that we use as a way of developing our impromptu speaking skills. Now, I'll give you an example of how that came to play. Just recently, I was invited to speak, and I was told that my topic would be leadership. But when I got there, guess what? They had changed my topic to innovation and creativity. And I was like, what is this? But thankfully, with enough practice, I was able to quickly put together some message, and people actually came and said, oh, thank you for that message. If only they knew that that was pretty much an impromptu speech. So here is the promise. We all say this when we are inducted into our Toastmasters Club. But how many of us really remember this? So let's go through this together. I promise, and please say this with me, I promise to attend club meetings regularly. I know we're muted, but you can say it along with me. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Jalil. To prepare all my speeches to the best of my ability, basing them on projects in the Communication and Leadership Program Manual or the Advanced Communication and Leadership Program Manuals. I think that has changed because now we're doing pathways, but that's okay. To prepare for and fulfill meeting assignments, VPE should not have to pull us. We should step up and take up roles. To provide fellow members with helpful constructive evaluations, to help the club maintain the positive, friendly environment necessary for all members to learn and grow. To serve my club as an officer when called upon to do so. To treat my fellow club members and our guests with respect and courtesy. This is so important. And to bring guests to club meetings so they can see the benefits Toastmasters membership offers. To adhere to the guidelines and rules for all Toastmasters educational and recognition programs. This is what we promise to maintain honest and highly ethical standards during the conduct of all Toastmasters activities. Don't go yet. Now, I'd like everybody to please put in the chat box that this is what we promise to do. So I just to write 2 words, I promise. I promise, this is what you promise to do. So let's do that. I'm doing it myself. I promise to do that. Yes, do we promise to do that? Yes, thank you so much for everybody who is putting that in the chat box. Thank you, Toastmaster Sarah, Toastmaster Jaya Lakshmi, Toastmaster Safa, excellent. Thank you so much, everybody who's putting that in. So what is the mission of Toastmasters? We empower individuals to become more effective communicators and leaders. We need better leaders, we need better communicators in our day, in our professional and personal lives. What are our values? We should know this: integrity, respect, service, and excellence. This is the forefront of Toastmasters, because none of us here, especially the people who organize this amazing event, we don't get paid for this. They're doing this out of being of service to make sure that you get the message and you are able to move on in your journey as Toastmasters. So these are values that we hold very dear in our journeys as Toastmasters. So just to give you an idea of how the Toastmasters International is set up, the members, that's you and me, all of us, we're all members, and there are currently 365,000 members worldwide, which is amazing. We're currently doing the convention. I hope you've had a chance to watch some of the amazing work that's been done globally as well. So you're part of an amazing organization, which is Toastmasters International. I should feel proud to be part of that organization. So from that, you go to the club level, and club is where you actually begin to put in to practice your skills as a leader and as a communicator. There are, I think, about 70 clubs in Bahrain. I'm not sure how many in Kuwait, but altogether, this is where we can grow. Oh, thank you so much. There are some, this is where we can grow. So you find that with all these clubs, I belong to 2 here in Bahrain. Thank you so much. I belong to 2 clubs in Bahrain and 1 in the US. So you can belong to clubs virtually anywhere in the world. Of course, we want you to stay here in District 20, but you can expand your reach to other places, other parts of the globe. So then we have the area. And in the area, there are 37 areas. And with each area is divided into the 9 divisions that there are. And I'll talk a little bit more about the divisions as well. And then we have the district. We are District 20. There are several hundred districts worldwide. And then we have region. And then we have the Toastmasters International. And then we have the world headquarters. So let's get to know the who's who. Who are the people who are making our division great? You have heard from some of them already. DTM Khalid Abdullah, anytime I hear him, I always smile, because the first time I came in contact with him, he was Sergeant at Arms at a competition, and he will say, I can hear you and I can see you. Can you smile so that I know you can hear me and see me? So I always remember that with Dr. DTM Khalid Abdullah. We also heard today from DTM Alifia Lakdawala as a district director. And we've heard from DTM Khalid Jalal, who is very appropriately the club growth director. And amazing that he's been able to charter so many clubs in such a short amount of time. And these are our other leaders. Toastmaster Biji Gittins, and please forgive me if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. DTM Premog Bose, DTM as the finance manager, DTM Alan Paul as the public relations manager, and DTM Mohammed Salim as the immediate past district director. And kudos to all of them, because remember, they are volunteers, so they're putting in time and effort to make sure that our district is working, is one of the top districts in the whole Toastmasters International. Now, we look at, as also part of the District 20, we have Toastmaster Yasser Al-Kashar as a logistics manager, DTM Yunus Abdullah as the head of Arabic Club Affairs, which I would just say here, one of the reasons I joined Voice of Islam was because I want to improve my Arabic, and I'm so happy to be part of that club. Also, we have Toastmaster Faisal Jamil, who's our webmaster, and Toastmaster Asma El Enezi, our official translator. Remember, it takes a team to run any great organization. Nothing can happen with just one person. That's why we have this amazing team that's come together to make our district what it is and to keep going. So you may even consider joining the team in the very near future. Now, like I said earlier, we have 9 divisions. And so here are our division directors. And I would just like to acknowledge them. DTM MB Reddy, Division A Director. DTM Naim Yusuf, Division B Director. Toastmaster Sushmita Rao, she's one of my division, because I'm part of this Division C as well. DTM Suresh Babu, Division D. Toastmaster Vijal Edward Khan, Division E Director. DTM Hazin Ibrahim, Division F Director. And of course, our wonderful chairperson for today's event, who has done an amazing job of putting this great team together, DTM Dareen Al-Hajar, Division G Director. Toastmaster Seham Mohammed, the Division H Director, and another of my division directors, the Division I, Toastmaster Mariam Al-Noemi, and also she used to be past president of Voice of Islam, my second Toastmaster club here in Bahrain. And so it's been a wonderful time just sharing with you. I hope that you will continue on your journey. Remember your why you joined. Things will happen. You will get discouraged, but stay the path. Don't compare. Don't look at DTM Khalid Al-Jalal, who became a DTM in just a short time. No, you follow your path. Just stick to it and your time will come. So don't get discouraged. Just stay with Toastmasters. The result will come and you will be so glad that you stayed with Toastmasters. I encourage you to continue your journey. Thank you so much for the time. I don't know, I hope I didn't go over time, but thank you so much and back to you.